them. You know why I don't follow them? I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't follow them. They had said something about me and I like responded to them, and then you know what they told me? I hope your daughter gonna grow up to be a like you.
Stefon Diggs just got thrown into a storm so wild nobody saw it coming. His ex, Lord Jazelle, lit the internet on fire with a leaked tape that allegedly shows Stefon caught up in a gay threesome. And the craziest part, people swear Cardi B is right there in the mix, tangled up in the chaos. But this wasn't some random leak at all. Jazelle, who already has a child with Stefon, dropped this bomb at the slickest time possible, right after Cardi went public with her big pregnancy reveal. Now the internet is spiraling with questions. Was Cardi really in love, or was this just a stunt to trap Stefon and force herself back in the spotlight? Fans are buzzing, pointing out how everything lines up too perfectly. The timing, the pregnancy news, the tape, and the whispers about Stefon being on the DL. They're calling it Cardi's most desperate move yet.
People get married and still get cheated on. Y'all think, oh, marriage is the privilege. People are married right now and are getting cheated on right now. People get married and have double lives. What are y'all talking about? Y'all think marriage is so, oh my God, what? I'd rather be single than to be married and someone that's cheating on me. Like, y'all have this perspective of life. It's so effed up. People are married right now and are very unhappy. Like, I'd rather be single and explore life than to be married and be miserable and someone is cheating on me. Y'all think, but you're married and get alimony. What the do you think I give a fuck about alimony? I want a faithful husband. Don't nobody get married for alimony. I want to be married with someone that truly loves me.
But Jazelle isn't letting this slide. She's spilling even more about Cardi and Stefon's so-called relationship. And it's messy beyond belief. And just like that, Cardi is back outside stirring up headlines again. Everyone assumed Offset would be the one keeping drama alive after their split, especially since he's been spiraling ever since she left him. Sure enough, he didn't waste time. He blasted out a tweet saying, "Divorce ain't even finalized and you already popping out another man's kid." He deleted it later, and he's been quiet since, but who knows how long that'll last. Still, the real fire is coming from Stefon's ex, Lord Jazelle. She's clearly heated about him having a baby with Cardi, and now she's on a mission to make this whole situation as scandalous as possible. Given Stefon's reputation as a full-blown playboy, most folks expected Jazelle to drop the usual messy tea. Maybe claims about sneaky late-night hookups or still creeping around with him on the low. But nope. She flipped the script and sent shockwaves by claiming Stefon allegedly swings both ways, saying he's just as into men as he is women. And she didn't stop there. Jazelle dropped another bomb, saying Stefon never cut ties with her even while he was with Cardi. Instead, she alleges he would bring Cardi into the bedroom with his boyfriends for wild threesomes. That's the kind of jaw-dropping claim that had the internet choking on their popcorn. Meanwhile, Cardi is getting dragged and praised at the same time for locking in with Stefon so fast. On one side, people question her judgment, but on the other, fans are cheering her on. Think about it. She stuck by Offset for years while he cheated left and right. When she finally walked away, everyone was waiting for her next move. Now, instead of sitting in heartbreak, she leveled up with Stefon, who's richer than Offset and loudly claims Cardi as his woman in public. That's something Offset rarely gave her, that open recognition, and fans see it as a huge win for Cardi. But Jazelle's story with Stefon was a whole different saga. Unlike Cardi, she never got that public respect. Stefon refused to claim her as his girl, and whispers spread that he even tried to deny their child completely. On top of that, the backlash she faced was ruthless. Stefon's fan base and even the party gang went in on her non-stop. She got labeled, shamed, and dragged across social media. Some trolls even crossed the line, throwing shots at her child. In one viral clip, someone left a disgustingly cruel comment, and Jazelle hinted that Cardi and her fan army were behind the attacks. She didn't spell it out, but the message was clear. She believes Cardi had a hand in making her life hell. At this point, it's crystal clear. Jazelle has zero love for Cardi and Stefon's relationship. For months, she's been tossing shady subs, but now, she's not even trying to play it slick anymore. She's flat-out clowning Cardi in broad daylight. Right after Cardi announced her pregnancy, Jazelle jumped on livestream and started dropping lines that had everyone raising eyebrows. She casually mentioned that she never married Stefon because he was a cheater, and the timing made it obvious who she was aiming at. She knew the internet would connect those dots instantly. But here's the twist. Jazelle's shade had layers. She wasn't just dragging Stefon, she was also taking indirect shots at Cardi's messy past with Offset. Remember those 7 years of marriage and non-stop cheating scandals? Offset embarrassed Cardi in public more times than anyone could count. And now the irony is hitting hard, because Stefon's reputation ain't much better, maybe even worse. Mike Goff even said it outright. Stefon has built a reputation as a serious player, and not just him. His brother Trevon carries the same energy. The Diggs brothers are known for juggling women like it's a sport, and the receipts keep piling up. Rumors say Stefon's got 3 babies on the way with 2 different women, and one of them might even be carrying twins. If that's true, Cardi would end up being his 4th baby mama in just 1 year. That's not just messy, that's humiliating for someone at Cardi's level. But if we're being real, Cardi's history with Offset already showed she's willing to tolerate toxic chaos to keep her man locked down. Which is why people are asking, what exactly did Jazelle mean when she said Stefon is even worse? Well, here's the bomb. She's not only talking about women. According to Jazelle, Cardi should also be watching her back with the men, because Stefon allegedly swings both ways. And these rumors aren't fresh out of nowhere. They've been bubbling for a while. Offset himself even took a shot at him once, telling Cardi's fans to go bother that gay dude. Now, Offset and Jazelle might be bitter exes, but let's be real. They're not just pulling these claims out of thin air. Earlier this year, a man named Chris Blake Griffith publicly accused Stefon of spiking his drink and trying to take advantage of him. And that story spread like wildfire. Whether people believe it or not, the accusations put even more eyes on Stefon's private life, and now the internet can't stop digging deeper. Chris Blake isn't just some random name. He's a celebrity stylist with deep ties in the industry, and when he finally spoke out, he didn't hold back. To understand how it all connects, let's rewind. About a year ago, TMZ dropped a shocking elevator video that had everyone stunned. It showed Drake's stylist getting ambushed by 3 men right as he stepped out. But the real shocker came when people realized one of the attackers was none other than Diggs, Stefon's own brother. That connection between Diaz and Stefon threw gas on the rumors and made fans question what was really going down behind closed doors in Stefon's world. At first, the story floating around was simple. Chris Blake had been robbed, with his purse full of jewelry and valuables snatched. But later, whispers began surfacing that this robbery tale was just a distraction from something much darker. Here's where it gets chilling. Just days before that elevator beatdown, Blake claimed he had a disturbing run-in with Stefon himself. At a celebrity event, Blake says Stefon slipped something in his drink and then tried to make an unwanted move on him. Luckily, Blake managed to get away before things went further, but the damage was done. The whole situation left him shaken and traumatized, and once that detail came out, the elevator fight didn't look like a random robbery anymore. It looked like part of a much bigger mess. But Blake's nightmare didn't end there. When he confided in people from his inner circle, he expected support. Instead, he was hit with doubt, side eyes, and accusations of clout chasing. One of the people he leaned on was reportedly Gervonta Davis, but Gervonta wasn't trying to be tied up in the drama. Instead of standing by Blake, he distanced himself, even cutting him loose as his manager. Feeling isolated, Blake then turned to Drake, hoping the superstar would at least lend a hand. After all, they moved in the same circles as Stefon. But that hope quickly crumbled. Leaked DMs between Blake and Drake later revealed the harsh truth. Blake sent him a tape with what he claimed was evidence, asking Drake to help spread it. But instead of stepping in, Drake shut him down completely. And just like that, Blake was left hanging, carrying heavy accusations, no support, and a powerful circle turning its back on him. Cold as ice, Drake made it clear he wasn't siding with Blake. In leaked messages, Drake wrote, "You asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people? I just don't come from a family, friend group, or city where that's acceptable. I live by a code, and that code is law. We all got to deal with our own stuff off here. Not telling you to be no gangster, not telling you what to do, but it made me feel super weird you'd even think I'd support that." With that, Blake's cries for help were silenced, and the story faded. But Stefon's DL rumors refused to die. Blind items kept popping up. One saying a former A-list female rapper and her new NFL boyfriend had a lot more in common than people thought, both accused of secretly being into men. Another blind item spilled that the NFL player everyone whispers about makes sure to get photographed with flocks of women just to bury the chatter about him being with men. And the messiest of them all? One claimed this NFL star hooked up with a married A-plus list rapper while she was pregnant and is now being accused of targeting men too. So while some call Jazelle petty, her claims about Stefon being on the DL are starting to sound less like shade and more like smoke before the fire. And she's not stopping there. Jazelle insists Cardi has been so desperate to keep Stefon locked in that she's allegedly joining in threesomes with him and other men. Even crazier, Jazelle swears she's holding a tape that proves it, but refuses to leak it because the last thing she wants is to give Cardi free publicity for her album. According to Jazelle, Cardi puts on a tough front like she doesn't care what people think, but deep down, she cares a lot. Offset's betrayal cut her so deep that now she's determined to prove she can keep a man no matter what, even if that means sticking by Stefon's side through every scandal. And let's be real, staying tied to Stefon is good for her brand and her music, so maybe it's all just business too. Either way, this Stefon Diggs, Cardi B, and Lord Jazelle saga has officially turned into one of the wildest scandals of the year. We've got tapes, secret lives, pregnancy drama, and desperate moves shaking up fans everywhere. And nobody knows what's real, who's lying, or just how far this mess will go. One thing's for sure, this drama ain't over. And if you're keeping up with every twist in this chaos, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.